Folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga, and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. Just turning up my microphone before the game goes too far so that my microphone's at full volume. Uh, Not a happy camper right now, and I'll explain why. Hey, perfect timing, TV, perfect timing. We appreciate you coming up and telling me you're going to shut off in 60 seconds if I don't do something. But I forget what trailer I said we were going to take. Oh, right, the planks. And I'd already chosen it ahead of time. All right, so let's go grab our planks. So, why am I not happy right now? Well, pretty simple. I received a phone call today. No, sorry, I made a phone call today, but that was something else. Don't know where my mind went on that one. I received a letter in the mail today. It was addressed to my wife. And I knew it was a credit card, and it wasn't addressed to the estate of my wife. What's going on here? Fire or something? Usually you get smoke coming like a demon like that. It means there's a fire or something. Oh well. Anyways, I figure maybe it's a credit card I missed, and they're finally getting in contact. I don't know. So I sit down to open it up. Thanks, dude. I'm going. Anyways, it was addressed to my wife, and I open it up, and it's from a credit card company for short, known as Credit One. Immediately, I'm angry. See, I've already had a problem with Credit One. Credit One, um, in short, I gotta be over here. When I sent my wife's death certificate to them, yeah? When I sent them her death certificate, they denied ever receiving it. Well, we need you to send the death certificate. I sent it. Oh, sir, we don't have it on file. Okay, fine. So I did the only thing that I knew I could to make sure that they got the death certificate and couldn't lie about it. Okay? I sent the death certificate certified mail, signature required, returned receipt. What this means is the postman needs to find somebody in the office, obviously be a receptionist, someone of that nature, to sign for the envelope. They have to sign for the envelope. Take job. Thank you very much. Oh, it's over here. Okay. That's fine. And then, after they sign for the envelope, the signature portion of the envelope gets returned to me. So I can see who signed for it on what day and what time. So that if they try and deny, that they received it, I can go, this person signed for it on this day and at this time. Keeps companies honest. Or so I thought. When I opened up the letter today, I found out that Capital One had sold my wife's account after receiving the certified death certificate to a collection agency. Yeah, these backdoor bastards, rather than close my wife's account, because there's no estate, there's nothing for them to collect on. Okay? My wife doesn't have an estate. We don't have an estate. There's nothing for her to collect on. My wife, was poor. I'm poor. We were poor together. Hello, bus. So, in order to make up money rather than take a flat loss, they took my wife's account knowing she had passed away and sold it to a debt collector. Now, of course, to make things official, an automated message basically is generated and mailed out to my wife, so I know about it. And in that message is the phone number for the collection agency. Well, good. I am calling them tomorrow. Screw you. I'm calling them tomorrow. What? What? Where? What? Look how far behind the line I am. And I just... What? Screw you, game. You are lying. You are lying and you know it. So anyways, I'm calling the collection agency tomorrow and I'm telling them straight up front. Credit One sold you my wife's account knowing that she had passed away. There is no estate to collect on. My wife was on disability. I'm on disability. We don't have our own home. The car that we have, we don't own. We're still paying for it from the bank. Maybe I'll leave that part out. But we don't have anything. There's no estate. There's nothing to collect on. No bills are going to be handled. So, sorry, you need to call back Capital One and deal with them. And I hope, I mean, I doubt it because of the amount of money that my wife's account was worth. That's the sad thing. It's $340. $340. But I still hope that this son of a... it's not his fault. I just don't like debt collectors in general. But... kind of like dirty jobs, micro. There are jobs out there that people do that you do for money, and you make a business out of it. Somebody's got to do it, and that includes debt collecting. So, but I hope he takes him to court, even if it's small claims court. I hope he takes him to court. I can't believe this, and I feel a little sorry for the phone operator who picked up the phone that I was on, because the second she said, "Hello, this is Credit One, may I have your," and she didn't get any further, and I blew the fuck up. I blew up hard. I was pissed off. I still am, just not as much. And I told her, "You just shut the fuck up and listen to me." Nothing on the other end, just silence. I said, "You sons of bitches. When I call and tell you my wife passed away, you tell me to send you a death certificate. I send you a death certificate, then you claim you never got it. So to make sure that you got it, I send you one certified, registered mail with return receipt. I said I have the name, date, and time of who signed for it, and what day it was on, and what time it was. So I know you guys received this. You guys know my wife passed away, and you went and sold her account to a credit. Well, I said credit collector. This is debt collector. I said credit collector. I said, how dare you, backdoor bastards, do this to my wife? I said, tomorrow I am calling this credit company and I am telling him exactly what you did. That you knowingly and willfully sold him an account of somebody who had passed away. And if he asks if I have proof, I'll send him the receipt. It's that simple. Yeah, I'm figuring I want to slow down here, as this is going to be slippery. And I'm not going to get the traction I need. Especially if I'm putting the trailer in the curb. But yeah, I said, I'm going to tell him everything. And I hope that when he calls you, you guys know and realize what happened. And I pray that he drags your asses to court. And I hung up the phone. Fortunately, I didn't have a hang-up phone, or I'd have slammed it down. I dropped my cell phone onto my table, but it wasn't very high, so not too bad. Yeah, the problem here is I can't get any traction because it's snow. You saw as I came into the turn, I actually slid a little bit. Although this is a good challenge for a climb. This weekend, I promise, this weekend I am going to go and I am going to get Truck Sim Map. Although they're fucking coming out with 1.20. Which wouldn't be too bad and you think would be okay. But the truth of the matter is that they're making minor changes to the sky, making minor changes to a city, a couple other things, and that may be enough to not allow the game to run. If that happens, man, that's gonna totally suck. Oops. I just screwed myself over. Alright, there we go. We'll take a look outside the truck while doing this. Particle effects are kind of cool, but you really can't see the tire not getting traction, Oh, fuck you and your bobtail running. Actually, I would be somewhat better off than him in some ways because I am hauling a trailer, so I have weight on my wheels. That's just beautiful right there. I'm sorry. That's just absolutely beautiful, that scene. Screw you as well. Well, I wanted to go this way, and I'm going this way. I'm like trying to hold it at speed rather than just floor it and let it climb at 1500 RPM because the next gear is too low. So it doesn't make sense to shift over right now. So I'm trying to hold it about 1500 RPM, and let me tell you, on a controller, it's not easy. Now I should be able to shift and be okay. Let over rev a little bit just to get higher up on our next shift. Whew. Snow driving. I wouldn't mind a winter map when the winter times come around, get a winter map mod. The problem behind that though is trying to strike the balance between power and drivability. When you lessen the traction, I should have my lights on. There we go. I needed them for the turn. When you lower the traction, you lower what speeds you really can obtain. So, like the map mod height, see, case in point, I'm even going downhill and I'm losing speed. So, every winter map mod I had, I could only reach, you know, so fast. Now, of course, you don't want to go too fast, but when you can, you know, just barely make 45 kilometers per hour, well, that's too damn slow. So, maybe a little bit more World of Warships talk. I actually just came off an amazing Congo game. I got 4 Citadel penetrations, so that means big damage, and 2 of them were on a single ship. The 2 Citadel penetrations I got, plus the other damage from my other shells that had hit the ship, obliterated it. It was like, I believe it was a full health Phoenix, which is the tier 4 cruiser. And, oh, thanks, game. It was the tier 4 cruiser. And I just obliterated it from full health. It was within effective range, is what I call it. You know, battleships, yeah, there are plenty of battleships out there that can shoot out to 20, 21, even 22 kilometers. But your dispersion is so bad that you'll be lucky to hit 10, 15% of the time. You know, if you put up, like in the Congo, you put out 8 shots, you'll be lucky to hit with 1 at that kind of range. However, you start getting around 14, maybe even 13 kilometers, especially in something as big as a cruiser, you are in very effective firing range, where battleships become very, very accurate. And I hit this guy with the majority of my shots. And 2 of them were Citadel penetrations. So that's 20,000, 21, between 20 and 21,000 damage right there. And A Phoenix only has an upgraded Phoenix. No, not this one. An upgraded Phoenix only has about 29,000 health, maybe 27,000. So between those two Citadel penetrations and the rest of my shots impacting this guy, he basically just ceased. For lack of a better term. He just ceased. His ship immediately blew up. And it's the first time I've ever taken somebody from full health and blown them up. I blew up a cruiser at St. Louis, but he was at half health, maybe a little bit more than half health. So that wasn't bad. But this is the first time I just plunged into somebody and just obliterated them completely. So that was actually fun. You know, those are the moments you live for in battleships. They're few and they're far between, but you live. But you live for those moments. You live for those Citadel penetrations on a battleship. You can get them on other ships. Phoenixes, Omahas, Kumas, even I think their Furutakas are the tier 6 Japanese cruiser. You know, they've all got fairly light armored decks, light armored sides in comparison. So you can get Citadel penetrations on them with cruisers, no problem. But the damage isn't nearly as impressive as a battleship. The only thing that does more damage in the game than a battleship Citadel penetration is a torpedo. Torpedoes on average do about 11,000 damage. I have yet to get into a battleship, and I'm up to tier 5. I have the New York and the Congo. New York, of course, is the American. Congo is the Japanese. Battleship. And they each do about 10,000 to 11,000. Torpedoes do 11,000 to 14,400. 14,400. So, yeah. And it's the first time ever as well that I've got devastating strike on anything that wasn't a torpedo. Devastating strike is when you do X amount of damage to somebody and kill them in the process. Oh, and I was crying today at one point. I know, I'm sorry I talk about World of Warships, but it's mostly all I've done today other than what I've told you. Hang on. Tell me that isn't beautiful. Let me kill my mirrors here real quick and get a screenshot of that. Okay. So, in World of Warships, when you reach a certain level, you get daily missions. And these daily missions can be various things, from hitting other ships with so many torpedoes, to winning, 2 or 3 matches, to doing so much damage, in a single game. Various things. Unfortunately, some of these include shooting down planes. And one of the missions I have is I need to shoot down 8 planes in a single game. This is nuts, because the only way to be able to shoot down 8 planes in a single game before Tier 6 and the Cleveland is to basically use a carrier. And I won't use a carrier until the patch comes out because I do not like the mismatched carrier making. I just don't. So I've had this mission there for a week now. And I was in this game playing my New York battleship, and for some reason this carrier was trying to get a good torpedo drop on me, but I was well aware of his planes coming, so I'd already started taking evasive action. And he was trying to line up on me to get a good run, but I wouldn't let him. I kept shifting to where if he dropped, he would only get maybe one torpedo on me, if at all. Well, he diddled around with both of his torpedo bomber squadrons long enough that I had actually shot down 7 of them. I needed 8. I needed one more plane. That was it, just one. I was confident I could get it if any planes came back, because my New York has a very, very good anti-aircraft battery. So I'm just basically waiting for planes to come back. I'm focusing on this enemy Congo, and I'm shooting at him with 2 other battleships. Pretty confident we can take him down, and then I hear my secondary battery going off. I'm like, uh-oh. And I scroll out just in time to see a Wix destroyer, Tier 2, I believe. Tier 2, maybe Tier 3. American destroyer 2 kilometers away from me coming around an island. My guns are pointed the wrong way. And this boy unloads torpedoes. And I take all of them. At first, I thought, oh goody, I live. And my secondary batteries could probably kill this guy because they were getting pretty close to killing him. And, nope. I forgot, American destroyer. He winged around and unloaded on me with the other side and sunk me. And I congratulated him on well done. A lot of people bitch, complain, gripe, and moan about destroyers. I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with where they are. I don't have a problem with torpedoes. Yes, it does get annoying when they launch torpedoes beyond your visual range. I do believe that the Minakaze should be nerfed, because it should not be able to launch torpedoes from 10 kilometers away while you can't get spotted outside of 5 kilometers or 5.5. At least at the tier that it's at. Here's a good climb. At least at the tier that it's at. Tier 5, I start thinking, it's okay. Or tier 6, rather, it's okay, because the Minakaze is the tier 5 destroyer. But other than that, I think all the other destroyers are fine. They don't need nerfs. If you nerf destroyers anymore, you're basically going to make them useless. Destroyers should be difficult to use, because they're very fast and they're very light armored, but they carry a devastating payload that if it hits anything is going to do a massive amount of damage. So it only makes sense that they be able to do a lot, but they're very easy to kill, especially by cruisers. And there are various cruisers that excel at killing destroyers, like the Cleveland. Or if you want to pay $50, you can get the Atlanta. Okay. I'm not knocking anyone who pays $50 for a ship in a game. If you have the money and you want to and you like the ship, go for it. But I can't personally see justifying that kind of money for just a ship. Although the Tirpitz is coming out within the next couple months on the North American servers, so Who knows? It's a tier 7 no, tier 8 very good battleship. So, and it's, the German battleship, the Tirpitz, the slightly less known twin sister of the Bismarck. I should really slow down. This is a town. Actually, we made it all the way around already. How's our, it's not bad. I can end the episode here. I think is fine. I think that's fine to end it here. It's not sleepy yet, but it's good enough. So we did it. We circled the entire island. Not bad, not bad at all. Clunk, clunk. I might try and get a realistic physics mod. I've always liked realistic physics. Alright, just check the map. Map says we are going here, and then we reboard to go here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do this all at once. So, just curious. It almost looks like it goes the same way, but that's not where we're going to go. Now the map says we need to go to Bergerson. All right. Can we hit that from here? Yeah. Bergen, whatever. That's where we need to go. So. And our stamina's fully recovered. We have covered the entire outer part of the island of Iceland. So that's really cool. And like I said, I don't know what else to talk about other than World of Warships because I don't have much else to talk about or much else that I want to talk about. This video was a little short, so there's actually one thing I will say real quick. As you both know, okay, yeah, good one. As you all know, 2 reporters were killed not too long ago while doing a live report. So it was broadcast nationally, and videos were posted everywhere about it. And number one, I do not approve of the videos being posted. That's wrong. You're posting those videos for the shock value. You're posting those videos to get something from it, not to go, oh, look, this happened. I really don't believe that people have really good intentions while posting this. You see 2 people get murdered on TV, and the first thought in your head is, I need to put this on YouTube. Something's wrong. Okay? Number 2, the White House is finally saying this just goes, more towards showing that we need better ways of controlling gun violence. In short, gun control. The talk of gun control has come back up again. I don't know how much longer the NRA can keep fighting for the openness of owning a gun. I really don't. As gun violence and murders are becoming more and more prevalent, right? In the United States, we have suffered a major shooting every month for the entire year this year, and every month for the entire year last year. Okay? It has gotten so bad that 3 of the largest theaters in the world, the companies, 3 of the largest companies that own theaters in the world, have started searches, metal detectors, to protect the people who go into their theaters. from people coming in and shooting and killing, going on a shooting spree, because there have been three of those in a very short amount of time. I don't know when, but I hope it's soon that somebody does something about gun control because we need it. As a nation, as a people, we need it. I'm sorry. You can sit there and say guns are the only thing that stand between you and a military state. No, no. Trust me, if the government and the military was going to take over the country and turn it into a police or military state, there's not much we could do. Not against the military. Your gun's going to take down fighter jets. Your gun's going to take down a tank. We'd be waging a guerrilla war in the streets versus the military as civilians. It's ridiculous. I'm not saying it could never happen, but I really doubt that it would happen. This country is in desperate need of gun control, and it's been in need of gun control for a very long time. The right to bear arms has been outdated for probably at least a century, if not more. Come on, people, it's time to wake up. The answer to gun violence is not more guns. The answer to gun violence is to control them and take them away. That's all there is to it. And I hope people start opening their eyes when it comes to things like this. It will be hard. It would be a hard transition to get guns out of people's hands. It really would. But what needs to be done needs to be done to keep our people safe, to keep children, theater goers, news reporters, everybody safe. I can talk more about this on the next video if I remember, but that's all I'm going to say here. I didn't want to talk about it too much right now because it's another serious topic. And I want to keep things a little more lighthearted, even though, well, yeah, what happened to my wife is my wife's account was serious. It made me angry, but it's not like depressing kind, you know? I believe I'm just checking. Yeah, can I upgrade this? Yeah, screw it. I'm upgrading my garage. There. And of course, I don't have cinema, so we're gonna go and see my big garage. Okay, game. There's really no need to do that. So sadly, that doesn't leave me enough to buy another truck, but that's fine. We'll just leave it as is. The interesting thing is, I still only have Renault, Mercedes, and MAN. I haven't found DAF, Volvo, or Scania yet, or Iveco even. It's very interesting. Very interesting. But oh well, be that as it may. It's not what I'm here about. So again, a little bit serious at the end, but there's a lot of serious things going on in my life. And there's a lot of serious things going on in the world, and I'd like to talk about them from time to time when I remember. So anyways, folks, that's going to be me done for this episode. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've been enjoying bringing it to you. Better today, I didn't get a speeding ticket. I got a bullshit running a red light ticket, to which I was well behind the line, but